there's been a dispersal from the Manzi Pack. Last time I filmed them, I noticed 4 dogs were missing. One of them has a radio collar, and we think we might have located it.
So Henry's picked up a signal using the telemetry, and he can use that to pinpoint where this dog is.
Somewhere here, around...
To our 9 o'clock?
Yep.
Can't see anything.
The signal is static, which means the dog isn't moving.
Maybe it's just one dog, not a group like we thought.
They should be right here.
Kind of weird that we haven't seen anything at all. How close are we to the signal?
We're very close. We should be within 20 meters or so.
20 meters? Usually at this point you'd now have found the dogs. So you might have to go on the ground and see what we can find.
I'm Julz. I'm a wildlife filmmaker and I love African wild dogs.
This is epic.
Last year I got to know some special dogs here in Zambia's South Loangwa National Park. Now I'm back to see how they're doing.
Mate, I missed you.
It's the end of the denning season. The packs have brand new pups. And the pups I met last time are yearlings. They have to step up and protect the family. No easy task when their arch enemies, lions, are piling on the pressure.
My goodness.
I'm going to be following the fortunes of 2 very different packs. The mighty Manzi and the fearless Kakumbi dogs as they face their toughest challenges head on. A group of dogs from the Manzi Pack have broken away. Bridget, who works for the Zambian Carnival program, picked up a signal from a radio collar. But so far we haven't spotted any dogs.
He was using the telemetry to try and find them.
We wouldn't normally search on foot because we don't want to spook the dogs. But something's wrong.
Just look around for anything.
In this kind of situation, we always have a park scout with us for safety.
It's quite strong. It could be anywhere around this place.
Somewhere in this area here is where the signal's coming from.
Nothing. Yeah, but around here. Ah!
This is where the signal's been coming from.
Wow. It has a lot of bite marks.
Yeah. It was chewed on or something.
This collar didn't just fall off.
And that wouldn't be a dog chewing it off itself.
No.
It just couldn't get to it, right?
It was clearly beaten up.
What sort of things would you expect to be predating an adult wild dog?
Lions. Lions are the biggest threat.
Oh man.
That's so sad.
Only a few days. It's only been 3 days since we saw them.
Yeah.
There's no smell or anything. I guess it's
No, nothing. I can't see a carcass.
I guess maybe a hyena might have carried it a distance or something.
We've been expecting a group of dogs to leave the pack for a while. It's what wild dogs do. But the risks of dispersal are high.
Shame, man. So it looks like the dog unfortunately died, which is a natural thing that happens to them. When they disperse, they face lots of challenges, lions being a big one. So potentially this dog moved with a group, and unfortunately it was killed. Or maybe it died of some other cause and then the hyenas just kind of scavenged from the carcass. We'll never know. Sad in a way, but it's also natural. That's part of the life cycle for dogs as they disperse and they face challenges on the way. This one hasn't made it, but hopefully the others have.
I'd love to know what's happened to the other 3 dogs. They could have suffered the same fate or fled even further. They may have gone back to rejoin their pack. I won't know until I catch up with the Manzi again. And there's no point in searching for them until I get a lead from ZCP. Finding that collar has got me thinking about one of the dog packs I followed last year, and wondering if they are struggling in the same way the Manzi are. The Kakuli pack live in the Badlands to the north, in seriously tough terrain. They had it rough last season, and only managed to hang on to 2 of their 10 pups. I've been meaning to catch up with them, so this is the perfect opportunity. Park Scout Simon Chulu knows the area well, so will be invaluable on this trip. There's no mistaking Kakuli territory on the Louis River.
We are back in the Badlands.
Our plan is to drive to the pack's favourite haunts from last year, to see if we can catch up with them.
We're probably a little bit behind the dogs, to be honest. By now, they typically would have finished hunting. So what I'm hoping to find is either them just finishing off a carcass, or potentially them having a bit of a rest after their morning exertions. I can tell you the dogs are definitely not here, because there are lions sitting on the bank just on the other side of the river here.
I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can count 10.
10 lions?
Yeah.
Right on the bank. Okay.
I was right. It's not just the Manzi who are being hounded.
Well, it's not a good sign of us finding the Kakuli pack. Not around here anyway. Lions will actively seek out dogs. They'll actually track them by smell. And if the Kakuli pack ran into these lions, they would have hightailed it out of here. Right, well, I'm keen to get some closer shots of these lions so I can get some IDs for ZCP. We can figure out which lions these are. That means we need to be able to see the whiskers.
To do that, I'm going to have to cross the dry riverbed. But the soft sand could catch me out.
So by letting the tyre pressure out, what we're doing is we're actually lengthening the tyre. Now our tyre's sitting somewhere here. We've got all that extra traction. Going through the sand, preventing yourself getting stuck is a lot better than trying to get yourself unstuck. Right, well, we made it up, that's good. It's great to see the whole pride together here. Problem for the Kakuli pack is that a pride this size is a huge threat. Essentially, with these lines here, it writes off the whole eastern section of the Louis River for them. Lionesses and young lions all look pretty alike. The most reliable way to identify them is by their whisker spots, which differ from individual to individual and remain throughout their life. So getting big close-ups of the muzzle, seeing the whiskers on both sides, allows ZCP to tell us which lions are here, and that helps with their research in terms of looking at which prides are using which areas of the park.
Lions may be known as kings of the jungle, but even they have their challenges.
Got a big herd of ellies coming through here. Should be able to watch the behaviour of this herd as they cross the river. We might see a little bit of a stress response when they do actually scent the lions. They want to drink there, but they're got the ears flapping and they're all moving around. They can smell that there's a lion scent in the air.
If there's a confrontation here, these lions could come off worse for wear.
This lioness is already getting a bit nervy about the elephants. Elephants are extraordinarily powerful. If it got hold of a lion, it would just tear it to pieces. My guess is that this pride faces elephants a lot, so they know that elephants in the area is a good sign that they're going to get chased. Yep, here we go. Elephant's going to chase them. The lions are all disappearing off now. They know it's better to get out of harm's way early.
I'm not giving up on finding the Kakuli Pack just yet. This is some of the park's most hostile terrain. We call it the Badlands for good reason. There's little water or prey for the dogs, and most of our driving is off-road. My VHF radio acts as a lifeline in case of emergencies.
ZCP, Julz back.
But it also allows me to communicate with ZCP. Some of their team are in the area, and I'm in luck.
We've seen the dogs.
ZCP has found the Kakuli Pack.
Kandi Mwitwa is going to guide me in.
So you found the dogs already?
Yeah, we went and had a quick look.
Do you reckon I'm going to make it in there?
I think so.
The dogs are well hidden in this gnarly bush.
What a horrible place. Just a little bit more adjustment to the paintwork.
This feels like a pack that doesn't want to be found.
Both the vehicle and me getting damaged for the love of wild dogs. Okay, we're in. Found the Kakuli Pack. Nice to finally see these guys, even if they are in a horrific spot. Looks thin as well, eh?
Yeah, I don't think they ate this morning.
And there's no puppies with them. What's happened?
They had a big litter of pups initially. Were seen with 11. And then a few days later, one big pride of lions went through the den and only 3 made it. And then after some time, they were down to 2 pups. We can't see any with them at the moment.
It looks like they lost both their pups from last year too. So there are no yearlings to help the pack.
I hope they do better next year, find somewhere, you know, with not so many lions around. But yeah, it's pretty tricky like this. Small pack, lots of other predators around.
Pretty unreal place. There's no way we would have found the dogs if Tandi hadn't have got a fix on their satellite collar. We were just lucky. It's really nice to see this pack, and I'm very sad for them. The fact that they haven't managed to keep any pups going is a real tragedy. Packs succeed some years and fail others. There's always a chance that next year they'll be more successful.
Seeing the Kakuli Pack's misfortune, I can't help but think of those 3 missing dogs from the Manzi. Right now, I think their safest move would be returning to their pack. There haven't been any recent sightings of the Manzi Pack, but I don't want to delay any further. I have a hunch they'll still be heading south. We've just crossed the Luangwa River when we're suddenly stopped in our tracks.
I'm just driving down to try and find Manzi Pack, and as we're going, we've spotted Kakumbi Pack on the other side of the river.
Kakumbi are the tiny dog pack that live just outside the national park. Like the Kakuli pack, the odds are stacked against them.
Wow,
They've got a puku.
it's down, boom. That was quick, man.
All 3 adults are here, which means they've left their pups alone.
I'm at the absolute limit of my lens. Fantastic to see that they've made a kill successfully. They must be so stoked with themselves. This is a good kill, this. Big puku. They'll all eat as much as they possibly can, fill their bellies, and then head back to the den and regurgitate for the pups. The pups will not be going hungry tonight. Dogs are already facing a hyena. Oh, fighting the hyena. They just gave it a proper bite. Taught that hyena a lesson. This is a small pack, but they've got a lot of heart. They really put everything they've got on the line. It's a pack working together, which is fantastic. And this is the kind of pressure that they face. The hyenas are following them. So not only do they have to work hard to get their meal, but they also have to work hard to keep their meal. If they don't eat quickly, then it gives time for other carnivores to arrive and potentially for them to steal a kill from them. So frustrating for me to be on the wrong side of the river. Man. I'm only disappointed for myself, though. I'm happy for the pack. And it's a really encouraging sign for the Kumi Pack to know that they are entirely capable of not only making a kill like this, but also defending it. Tells me that this is a pack that is got a good chance of succeeding. Okay, here we go. Dog's moving off from the carcass. As soon as that dog goes, this hyena's got an easy meal. 3, 2, 1, and it comes. Boom. That's going to be a very happy hyena. It's got quite a sizable carcass there.
After all that exertion, the dogs are thirsty.
What you'll see now is you'll see them be very nervous along the waterside. There's hundreds and hundreds of crocodiles in here. So if they do drink, there's that potential that they could be in real danger.
2 of the adults, including Amai, the female, are playing it safe, holding back. But one of the males is too close for comfort. He can't see the croc sidling along the riverbank.
Please tell me you're just having a look at the river. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Kakumbi can't afford to lose any of the adult dogs.
There we go, that's better. Off they go. That's it. That's wild dogs. Eaten, had something to drink, boom, straight, done. These dogs have exerted a lot of energy. Now they'll head back to the den to go and regurgitate some food for those hungry pups they've got at home. Right, next time, eh?
That's how it goes in wildlife filmmaking. It's all about timing. We're going to leave the Luangwa River and head down to the very place the elusive Manzi Pack was named after, the much smaller and currently dry Manzi River. Pressure from lions has kept the Manzi on the move.
Just stopped in a nice sandy spot close to the Manzi River. We have checked basically everywhere else because there's been lions in the areas that we usually find them in. Quite a lot going on here at the moment, actually. There's a big male lion walking this side, which is the opposite direction to this reasonably fresh track for a dog.
The dogs have passed through here recently. We must be close.
Oh, look at that. There's the whole pack. Yes. What a relief to be back with the pack. Lions have been pushing them south and I've not been able to follow them. I've tried and tried and tried. We've had such a hard time. Knew they were heading this direction, but I did not expect it was going to be the whole pack like this.
The first thing I want to do is get a head count.
I haven't caught up with the pack properly since we saw that some were missing. We know, unfortunately, that one didn't make it, but we're hopeful that the rest of those dispersers came back and joined the pack. We're expecting about 30 dogs. Okay, that's 27, so I'm missing some.
There's one behind these bushes, that one.
Okay, 28.
Then that one further.
29.
I just can't believe it. They're all here. It is great. We are back in business. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So those 3 dogs that were missing are back, for now at least. And with the huge lion threat the dogs are facing right now, that was probably a good call. Packs look after each other.
The puppies are here, the adults are here. Everybody. And they're having a grand old time. Classic wild dog boxing here. It's awesome seeing the yearlings playing with the pups like this. They are definitely some of the most playful dogs in the pack. I guess it's because they still got that sort of puppyish nature, even though now they're also such an important part of the pack in terms of hunting and in terms of defence. Here comes Snowy. Snowy's decided to come and join the game.
Snowy always seems to be in the thick of it. I reckon he's a potential alpha.
Filming dogs is definitely extreme highs, extreme lows, intense frustration, absolute joy. It's a real roller coaster of emotions. How is that? This right here is the dream. The absolute dream. A huge pack of wild dogs in beautiful light. It doesn't get any better than this. There's Weka. She looks really well.
The alpha female Weka is very protective of all her 11 pups. She's got a full belly, which is a great sign.
The adults have obviously fed this morning. They're regurgitating food for the pups. Seeing the pack all back together again has been absolutely wonderful. Despite losing one dog, this pack has managed to stay strong. They've all come back together again despite the odds. I can't help but think that I won't find them here tomorrow. I've heard from ZCP that one of the lion prides is only 5 kilometres away. I think there's every chance that at least some of the adults this evening will run into them, and that's going to put the pack back on the move.